About to do my rematch with Strava. Found out his runic sword does magic damage on top of physical. It's like baby's first moonlight saber or whatever. Damn. He swings for the fences. Another rune shield and rune sword. This is the elevator we fall to. I think it's appropriate. Silent Hill 3 reference. I got the sword. Pyramid Head must be inside of 3. 11. Close enough. Okay. I don't think this boss gets pancaked by this this blade, so I don't know how useful it's going to be. Yeah, False King Alliance is kind of a son of a bitch. I was able to block magic damage with this shield, by the way. I hesitate for 1 second, and suddenly you fucking take me back down. I didn't ask you to do that. Now fuck me. Anyways, this is the dark silver shield. I don't remember where I got it from, but it was one of the worlds, you know. But it does in the reduction column, it has 100% magic and physical damage. Alright. Pancake is whenever they get knocked to the ground. Just in case you're not cool with the lingo. Okay, I don't know if it's going to be effective, but we'll try her out. I have a bad feeling about using the Great Cleaver. I do. I don't think it's going to be effective. I think I'm going to waste this run. You know what? I'm not going to use it. I'm not going to use it. Crescent Falchion. So this is False King Alliance. He looks over what he has done to his kingdom. So pleased with himself. Big bastard. There's a way to cheese this guy. Damn it! Yeah, he drains the entire level from you. This is obviously an effect spell. It now has indicators. The original it didn't. So it indicates exactly how big it is. And that's really cool of them. Damn it! Huh. You get all your levels back after you get done killing them. Okay, well, I want lighter armor. I don't like that my dodge is so slow. So brushwood set, that's gone. So at 6.9, well, let's look for something that's, you know, half that, give or take. Out of the two of these, Gold Gold is a little bit better. Brushwood is 17, about half that. About 9, that looks good. Anything in the 9 ballpark. Here too. 9.6 dual gold versus the 9.6 coated plates. The dual gold wins. 10.4, let's look for a 5.2-ish, thereabouts. 5.2 on the money. Is it all just going to be dual gold? Pretty much. Let's just do the dual gold outfit here. This is what Girl Vinland's sister wears. Full dual gold set. Dual gold. Dual gold. Dull. D-U-L-L. Dull. Gold. That's fucking hard to say. Alright, 5.8. Let's go for halvesies. 2.8 for Saint Boots. I gotta get my equipment burden down below 50% to stop fat rolling. Saints 57. It's still 51. I gotta replace the gloves too, yeah. So something next to nothing. Okay, so dual gold was was 5.8. So we will go. Well, I have these 5.8. So 2.0 something. So high 2.8. There's 3. And the Saints were marching in. Let me see. It's 2.8. So 1.4 thereabouts. 2 sets of wizard shoes. The closet's just full of all these fucking shoes. In the military, that was the truth. You wear so many different types of boots that your closet with all the whatever space that you put all your damn footwear in, it starts to look a certain kind of way. It's just 5 million different types of footwear. See, I went into the Navy at a point in time in the Navy's distant past where people wore boots and utes to boot camp. Boots and utes. There's a uniform called utilities. The shirt was blue, light blue, starched with those starch lines down the sleeves and whatnot, and 3 kind of starch lines in the back that you had to put in yourself. It looked like a normal ass shirt before you started working on it. But and the pants looked like pants with all pant things. But there would be that starch line down the center of each leg, front of each leg, and they were like this dark blue. It's very dark blue. And the boots that they would give you in boot camp was steel-toed. And I think utilities is mostly a steel-toe outfit. But the boots, they were normal. They were big, they were clunky, these big fucking Sora from Kingdom Hearts fucking clown shoes, but they were big and normal, you know. and that was our primary work uniform during boot camp, during the boot camp back in 2007, back in black and white times, ancient history. Had to ride my dinosaur to boot camp, like the Flintstones. That's not like ancient reference. You guys don't get Flintstones. You guys don't know what the fuck a Flintstone is. They're a prehistoric family. And they advertised Winston cigarettes. Winston tastes good like a dirty cigarette should. Alright, you bastards, you waste my waste my second chance. So the utilities, they were your primary work uniform. Boots and utes. But we also had coveralls. Coveralls, you know, it was your standard Vault-Tec vault suits. They were fucking coveralls that were blue. It's all one big jumpsuit. It just, you know, it wasn't comfortable in any way, shape, or form. They'd stick you in the pool for about 8 seconds. And, you kind of flap your coveralls a little bit. And by flapping your coveralls and getting a little air underneath them, the stitching was apparently close enough that it could inflate just slightly, and it would hold like this little bit of air, and because of that, you'd float. So they taught you a little technique. Hey, fall overboard, inflate your utilities with this. Inflate your coveralls with this silly technique, and bingo, bango, bongo, you'll have it made. I mean, you know, silly but life-saving. He still wore the boots with him, though. That has to drag you down, steel toes. Then we had our blues, and we got our whites, dress uniforms. They had dress shoes. It's kind of like wow. It's got his own like fucking Sephiroth like theme song going. Damn it. footprints. 2 blasts instead of 3. Then I went down to Korea for my first duty station, South Korea. And because of the big scary man up north down there, we had we had camis, camouflage uniform, standard. And that was primarily for military police. Everybody else had to wear utilities. Oh, they had a separate like work dress uniform combo thing. They had their browns, I think. I don't know. No, you know what? No, that uniform came later. I struggle to remember. This is 2022. I left the Navy and fuck me. Get past these guys. Damn it. Did it again. Keep doing that. Cuts my MP in half and doesn't give it back whenever I unequip it. I think press continue on YouTube made a great point. Damn it! He said, whenever it comes to all these numbers and everything, you'd think really RPG style, and it doesn't really serve you in the long term. You really have to think of things as like the number of hits. So, what he means is if I'm taking those guys out in 2 hits, then that's that, you know. If I get, if I get something that gives me like a slightly bigger number for magic or whatever, but I'm still taking him out on 2 hits, then I'm still taking him out in 2 hits. That's the end of the story. Like, so if you're gonna sacrifice a ring slot or something like that, or something that's not even gonna give you like less hits, then that's that. Sorry. Gross. I don't know. What the hell am I supposed to do? But, same goes with the enemies. If you got some enemy that's one-shotting you when you're trying to dodge around their strikes, because obviously, because they're one-shotting you, situation, it's an enemy, it's a boss, it's a whatever. If you're in that situation, then obviously, you know, you try to remedy the one-shot type of situation. Try to get to the point where you're not being one-shot for certain, but two-shot is twice as much opportunity to turn the battle to your favor. However, if you are getting one-shot, and you cannot manage to remedy that situation no matter what it seems that you do, continues to be the situation at hand, then don't put on a bunch of armor, because all the armor is going to do is make you start fat rolling. And then as soon as you start fat rolling, suddenly it's that much harder to dodge the enemy. Yeah, it doesn't matter what level you are or what thing that you bring to these fat officials have a shitload of health. And they also have what would be called poise in Dark Souls, but only whenever they're attacking. So that means that they don't stagger whenever you hit them while they're attacking. So this time I'm going to try to take down a big man with meat cleaver and see how he likes that. See if he staggers whenever I hit him with meat cleaver. That would be nice. I didn't think it was going to work earlier, and I switched away from the meat cleaver. But again, you know, fucking crescent didn't work, so what am I supposed to do, you know? Let's just try shit. Throw something at the wall, see what sticks. Whatever. Doesn't matter. It's a game. It's only a game. You have to be mid. That guy, that hockey player that recorded that line. Like, I don't know what he's doing in the world. I don't know who it was, but I hope he's doing well, dude. That guy's the best. He's got to have the biggest heart in the whole league. He's on the game. But you have to be mad. That guy, I hope he's having a swell time wherever he is. Hope all the good things in life happen to him. Continues to. All day, every day. There's some kind of damn that isn't blocked. Fat rolling with this cleaver. Can't be having that. I have to make this pants off. Still fat rolling. Oh shit. able to block his air whatevers. Fucking helmet off, helmet off. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Oh, he staggers. So that's something, you know. That's it, man. All that can happen. Wow. Incredible. Incredible performance. 10 out of 10. If you're thinking, man, the runoff to the boss is annoying. Yeah, it's designed like that. The creator of the game, he literally said it in an interview. He was like, you know, the challenge isn't supposed to be the bosses. The challenge is supposed to be the damn the levels. So we spent a lot of time on the levels. So yeah, you could say I spent a lot of time on the bosses. You did or you didn't, but I mean, look around. The levels had a lot of love put into them. Frankly, there's going to be more people working on the levels. AI for one boss is one thing. AI for every single thing on every single level. And all the designs and everything. That's going to take a longer time. So, well, maybe some developers, they like to put emphasis on the bosses. Maybe they're all about the bosses, but not the man who created this game. Not the man who created the Souls series. Not the man responsible for all that crap. Says, you know, a lot of people take a lot of time on the levels. That's where I'm going to put the emphasis. Bosses end up being forgettable. Fuck it. Thankfully, the entire experience remains perfect in every way. I'll take it from me, I'm biased, obviously. Love this silly little game. Why you bastards took my second chance? So, I'll see if I can get away with the cheese strat, just so that you know what the cheese strat is. It'll be up to you whether or not you want to use it. Anybody catches you using this cheese strat on King of Want or on False King of Want, they're going to be on there. They're going to tell you names and stuff like that. You know, be prepared for the backlash. Just let them know that you don't give a shit. It's even better if you actually don't give a shit. You know, one problem at a time. There's a book out there called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, and it's a start. I don't think it's the end, but it's definitely a start. It'll get you going in that direction. I got this gal I'm dating, and she works at a place that offers free counseling for people, and she's a life skills coordinator there. So she teaches people that don't have all their marbles, like myself, you know, how to get their lives back together after just being ill one way or another. She had never seen Fight Club, so we sat down and watched Fight Club. So that was fun. Son of a bitch. This is going to be a tough sell. Let's see whether or not we can do this. Okay. I'll try to do this for you, ladies and gentlemen. Try to do the old cheese strat. Apparently, it doesn't work like it used to. The way that it used to work is that his arena is so big that he can't see you whenever you first come out of the fog gate if you have the cling ring on, or the thieves ring. But apparently now he can see you. He just loses track of you at some point in time after the fight begins. Oh wow. It works precisely how it used to. Did that proc? It's not looking like it's proccing. There we go. So here's your cheese strat. Poison him with Poison Cloud, and go make yourself a sandwich. He'll die eventually. You know, read a book, do your taxes, do some homework. Clean your house. So anyway, this lady I was dating, or this lady I'm dating, she never watched Fight Club, so we sat down and we watched Fight Club, and I said, you know, man, whenever I was a kid and I first saw this movie, I had to be like 11, 12, something like that, and I just thought that that Tyler Durden was the coolest, and I wanted to be Tyler Durden. At some point in time in the movie, the narrator says Tyler had what everybody wanted: the ability to make what doesn't matter truly slide. And he's got this, you know, big ass house, but it's falling to shreds. It's falling apart. It's got a bunch of holes in the floor and everything like that. Nothing works the way it should. The electricity is wonky. The tap doesn't have clean water coming out of it at all. It's this big fucking mess of a place. And it's certainly not soundproof either, and the basement floods. And he just lives there, you know, because fucking whatever, you know? Who gives a shit? And this great line, I know, it's, you know, at some point in time you gotta look to the other side. You can't just stay in your hug box and, you know, in your echo chamber. You have to look at, you know, the other side. So, you know, I went ahead and read the game, Penetrating the Secret Society of Pickup Artists by Neil Strauss. I'd like to add that I also read The Truth by Neil Strauss. How all of his pickup artist stuff kind of ruined his whole fucking life. And probably the lives of many, many others, since he turned it into a gigantic enterprise on how to learn how to pick up chicks, but that is a discussion for a different day. However, so, yeah. I gotta proc it again. Okay. Cooking with gas. So, oh boy. I don't know if Play Cloud would work. I don't know if it would work better. I don't know if it would work worse, or or whether it would work at all. So, anyways, in Penetrating the Secret Society of Pickup Artists by Neil Strauss, the game, at some point in time, him and all of his pickup artist friends, they get a mansion. They all rent a mansion together, because, you know, that's what you do when you have money and you're in the Hollywood Hills type of area. And so they do. And at some point in time, fucking Courtney Love comes over and starts to like spend time with them. It's like Neil Strauss, he's a journalist for Rolling Stones. And so that's what he does, and that's who he is. So he knows all these like top tier celebrities and everything, and Courtney Love found it fascinating, the whole pickup artist thingamajig. So she comes over, and he said like she was the epitome of that whole that line from the movie, the ability to let what doesn't matter truly slide. He said, you know, she'd be chain smoking fucking constantly, and she had like ash on her hands and on their fingertips and everything at all points in time. And she would walk into the kitchen, and she would grab like a loaf of bread, and instead of like untying the bread tie or anything a sane human being would do, she would just like palm the end of the bag and then just rip the top off of an entire loaf of bread like an animal. And then she would open up a jar of peanut butter and just stick her hand in there and just smear it on the bread, and then like just grab the bread with her peanut butter hand and like shove it in her mouth. He said it was a sight to see, you know. Whenever she made, you know, drinks for herself, she would like go into the kitchen, pour some water into a glass, you know, and stick her hand into the Country Time lemonade thing, and just grab a handful of dust and just throw it into that water and just like stir it around with her hand. He said like it was absolutely ridiculous to watch this. Like he had never seen anything like it, and I haven't either. And I can remember like back in the day whenever I first got into South Korea, you know, I wasn't used to fucking anything fancy whatsoever, coming from a trailer park and whatnot. But there was also like several other things that I didn't really think that you had to do. So one of the things that I used to do is I used to like take a fork and just stick it into the center of a steak, and then lift the entire steak up, suspended on the fork, and just like eat around the edges until I got a bite small enough to just put the rest of it in my mouth. And that's the way that I ate steak. It was fucking incredible. It was incredible. So I said, you know, as we were watching Fight Club, you know, I said, you know, hey, you know, when I was a kid, I thought that Tyler Durden was the coolest and all this kind of stuff. And I said, you know, I really wanted to be him. And then I like fucking like, I looked around at my current drab surroundings, and I'm in this mobile home that was like passed down on me. Nobody even thought that it was rehabable to livable conditions. And for certain, there's no fucking way on God's green earth that anybody's going to give me a building or a living permit for this structure, regardless of how much I don on it. You know, but you know, cleaning it out, that was like step one. Having my uncle come back here and fix the electricity, that was step two. But there's still no running water in here. There's gigantic holes in the floor everywhere. The floor is warped in spots. Most of the rooms are more hole in the floor than there is room in the room. And just every little like hole in the wall or whatever, we just have like foil faced bubble wrap like shoved in there. It's like a temporary measure, and I'm always finding more spots where the sunlight pokes through the wall somewhere. And that's me, man. That's me. I mean, like, you look at the grand total situation, it's like, okay, I've got this sort of drab surroundings and everything, but there's people that put up with some real sickening shit in order to have a roof over their head. There's people that get abused in every single way that you could possibly think of, getting abused. And they put up with that just to have a roof over their head. And there's also plenty of people that simply don't have a roof over their head. And I've got working electricity, and yeah, I've got holes in the floor and stuff like that. And I don't have running water, but I've got a well nearby. And yeah, the spigot was frozen last night at, 10 degrees Fahrenheit. So I couldn't get any water last night, and I had to take a sponge bath, but that's okay. Things could be worse. And so that's part of the process. It's part of the whatever. So, but having that well on the property and everything, A lot of people don't have that. Before we got the well working last year, when I first moved in here, February 2021, I used to head down to the local state park. There's a state park like not even like a block away from me, the way the eagle flies, really. And it's very, very close by. And I used to go down there for water. And then they shut down all the state parks for the pandemic. I ended up having to go all the way up to. Closer to St. Louis. There's another state park that's right on the river's edge. Because they didn't have their hydrant blocked off, and I would just gather water from there. But at the end of the day, it's still not that big of a deal. I'm getting clean water out of clean potable water from it. You can say, oh my God, the government puts whatever in our water and blah blah blah. A lot of people are fucking drinking out of like mud puddles, essentially, a pond. They're drinking out of the same watering hole that all their wildlife is drinking out of, and they have to survive. So you really gotta pick your battles. So being out here on my own, got my 2 cats. I got electricity. I got heat. I got this house, this mobile home, and the only rooms that work, quote unquote, the only rooms that are mainly functional are the living room and the kitchen, and the rest of the rooms are blocked off for being more hole in the wall, more hole in the floor than room. But besides that, it's okay. Things can definitely be worse. Without running water, I got a composting toilet, also called a dry toilet. Instead of the water going down, the stuff goes up. So some people like to use wood chips. You take like a bucket, you put a toilet lid on it that fits on the bucket, and then you put some fill material at the bottom, do your business, and bury your business with more fill material. It's like an outhouse, but everybody hates outhouses. In the meantime, you can go into any graveyard in the world, and it's not going to smell like dead bodies. Because as it turns out, burying stuff stops the stench. And you've also been to public restrooms that smell terrible. So you know that modern day plumbing isn't super special. Again, compare that to a graveyard. They never smell like dead bodies. And you've also been to private restrooms that don't smell too good. So suddenly modern plumbing doesn't really seem like it's pulling its weight, So does it smell bad? No, it smells better than regular restrooms. And on top of that, you have to pay for plumbing. Once the bucket gets full, you dump out the bucket, keep dumping it out in the same spot, and that is called a compost heap. And in 2 years' time, it gets turned into compost, which is worth anywhere from $1 to $10 per cubic foot of material. So a 5-gallon bucket full of compost is worth $5 to $50. So instead of paying a plumbing bill, you're getting a plumbing paycheck. So it kind of flips everything on its head. So at first you're like, you're fucking pooping in a bucket, dude. And you're like, okay, that sounds really bad, but the reality is it's better as a concept. It smells better. the fill material. It could be anything. Some people just use dirt out of the yard. Some people like to use sawdust or whatever. Coffee grounds, whatever you got lying around. But, you know, bucket gets full, you dump it out. And of course it's going to smell better than a fucking outhouse. That's a low bar, isn't it? Dig a hole in the ground, put a thing on top, and then you got an outhouse. Congratulations, fucking nobody likes outhouses. No one on planet Earth is like, oh boy, fucking outhouse. Hell yeah. Now we're cooking with gas. So even then, like, if you had like a cabin or something like that, I think people are just they're more used to the concept of an outhouse. So it's like, oh, I'm going to stay in my uncle's hunting cabin or some shit like that. It's like, you know, it's cool, but you got to poop in the outhouse. I think people would accept that as a concept. That composting toilet just does something to the brain. You have to separate how you feel about it from the facts of the situation. The facts of the situation smells better and pretty much is better in every way, and it pays you money. Makes perfect sense. So yeah, I gather water from the well during the daytime now so that the spigot doesn't freeze. This spigot tends to freeze at night. It unfroze during the day today, and I got all my water. A gallon at a time. An old milk jug that I washed out. Got a bunch of them. Heat up the water at my electric burner. I can also do it over the fireplace while the fire's going. It doesn't really matter. We're coming up on the end of the hour, so I'm going to end this video and I'm going to start another video immediately so that you can see all of the whole death thing that happens here. Alright? So we'll do that.